And now let's see if we can log in as nhadmin. So I want to switch users, and I'm going to go ahead and go into Pirates, nhadmin, Northern Hemisphere user. Let's type in his password. Now notice it's letting us log in. So now the Northern Hemisphere admin has local logon privileges on this domain controller. 2008. Please pardon me, I'm going to wet my whistle with a little bit of Diet Mountain Dew. Probably more information than you wanted. Okay, this is a brand new desktop now, and now we have Northern Hemisphere admin's desktop. Let's go ahead and make things a little more convenient for him. So we want to grab some shortcuts. We're going to go into Administrative Tools. And the three most common tools that Northern Hemisphere admin is going to use are going to be Active Directory Domains and Trust, Active Directory Sites and Services, and Active Directory Users and Computers. And we'll just pop all of those right there. And now, let me go ahead and open up Users and Computers. And now, it's asking me for credentials. In this case, I do have permission because I'm delegated authority, even though it's permission over only one OU. So let's test that. We don't want nhadmin messing around with shadmin's organizational units or things, or we don't want them messing around with lunar admins, or vice versa. We wouldn't want shadmin messing around with nhadmins. So we need a way of giving these guys permission to do everything that they want to do or need to do in their OU, but not giving them permission in other OUs where they don't belong, or where they shouldn't necessarily have permission. So first of all, let's check the Northern Hemisphere and see if we do have permission. We do. We have permission to create organizational units. So here I'll create a child OU. It came out chill instead of child, but that's alright. Now again, if I were to go and try to delete that, it's protected. I can't delete it, and notice I don't see it here. So why don't I see it? What do I need to do? Exactly. You're right. We need to check and enable advanced features. In my head, I'm just imagining that you said that, but if you were paying attention, you probably said that. Like, Germany, click on the freaking advanced features from the view menu. Anyway, okay. So now let's go ahead and look at that. Object and protect object from accidental deletion. Let's uncheck that, and now we can get rid of it. Gonna go ahead and get rid of chill. So now we know we can make users and groups, and we have been delegated full authority for Northern Hemisphere as nhadmin. Now, can we do anything to lunar base? Nope. Don't even have the option to make anything. There's nothing new there. Can we do anything to the Southern Hemisphere? Nope. Don't have the option. There's nothing there. So we've successfully delegated authority to these three administrators by location. The lunar admin for the lunar base, nhadmin for the Northern Hemisphere, and shadmin for the Southern Hemisphere. They each can modify things in their own OU, but they do not have permission to modify things in each other's OUs. And if we were to go out here to this container, again, they couldn't modify anything in a global container like users. I couldn't add anything. I wouldn't have permission to delete anything, because only if I were a member of the administrators group would I have permission for that. I'm not. nhadmin is only a member of the domain users group. Now, eventually, we might create some global security groups, and maybe we'll create a group called Lunar Admin, and a group called nhadmin or something, and we could add them to those groups and just sort of further propagate permissions that way. But again, if I were, say we're going to try to delete something here, we'll just go to administrator. I do not have sufficient privileges to delete administrator. Or that object's protected from accidental deletion. But I mean, that's a good thing. We don't want, look, we only want nhadmin messing around in here. We don't want them over here, and we don't want them over here, and we certainly don't want them out here, because other things are going on there. So we've successfully delegated authority, and we've contained permissions into a specific area. That's the whole idea behind an OU. At least, in your ability to delegate permission and authority over an OU. Now, there are other things that go with OUs. When we get into group policy, you can apply group policy objects to an OU. So they're very useful that way.